Hi everyone, welcome to Data Appreciation with Shina, and we'll be doing a Google Skills Lab titled Cloud Monitoring Quick Start. This is Google Cloud Self Place Lab GSP089. So, cloud monitoring provides visibility into performance, uptime, and overall health of cloud powered applications. Cloud monitoring collects metrics, events, and data from Google Cloud, Amazon Web Services, hosted uptime probes, application instrumentation, and variety of common application components, including Cassandra, NGX, Apache Web Server, Elasticsearch, and many others. Cloud monitoring ingests that data and generates insights through dashboards, charts, and alerts. Cloud monitoring alerting helps you collaborate it by integrating with Slack, PagerDuty, HipChat, Campfire, and more. In this lab, we'll install monitoring and logging agents to collect information from our instance, which could include metrics and logs for third-party apps. So these are the objectives of this particular lab we're in. So these are the objectives. So we'll monitor a compute engine virtual machine instance with cloud monitoring, and we'll install monitoring and logging agents for our virtual machine. So setup will be clicking on the start lab button and resources will be allocated. Remember, we're using an incognito or private browser window once we want to start the lab, and we have a timer which would be our duration. So remember, once we start the lab, we'll see the open Google Cloud console button. We're going to see our time remaining, and we're going to see our temporary credentials that we want to use for this lab. So once we get in, we're going to activate our Cloud Shell. And remember, Cloud Shell is a virtual machine that is loaded with development tools, and it offers a persistent 5 GB home directory and runs on Google Cloud. Cloud Shell provides command line access to our Google Cloud resources. So for this lab, we have 7 tasks which we are going to follow. We're going to have to create a compute engine instance. We're going to have to add Apache2 HTTP server to our instance. We're going to create an uptime check. We're going to create an alerting policy. We're going to create a dashboard and chart. We're going to view our logs. We're going to check the uptime and check results and triggered alerts. So let us go and start. So we're going to open our cloud console now in incognito window. We're going to say we understand the terms for the temporary account. So once resources are allocated, we agree. We'll close the tutorial menu here. So once it's fully loaded, we can now activate our cloud shell. We'll continue and authorize our cloud shell. Okay, so next, we've activated our cloud shell. We've Once we are connected, which we did, we are so authenticated, and we'll see our project ID. So it's an project ID here. You can also see it here. The cloud GCP and end with 7cc. So what we'll do next is to check our the cloud authorization list. We copy this. So it's giving us our student account name, which should be the same what we have here. So let's now see our complete list project. Remember, it's our project, which is what we have here. We'll confirm. Let's verify it. So we verified it, giving us our project. So we're going to set our region and zone. So remember, the region and zone is for computing resources. So we're going to set our region and zone to Europe West 1 B and set it up. So I think just increase the font size here so we can see. So our first task is to create a compute engine instance. We'll go to navigation menu, compute engine, virtual machine instances, and click create instance. Close this here, navigation menu, compute engine, VM instances. So let's close this so we can have access to it. So now we'll create instance. So these are our values we're going to input for the fields. For name, we're going to call it lamp1. So here we'll have it 1. For the region, which we set earlier, Europe West 1, zone is Europe West 1B. You can see it here, region, Europe West 1. For the zone, Europe West 1B. See it here, region, Europe West 1, and zone, Europe West 1B. So next, we're going to put our series at E2 and machine E2 medium. You can see it here, series as E2 and machine as E2 medium. Selected already. So for OS and storage, we select book disk, Debian. Remember, as we are setting those up, we're having our estimate. for cloud resources. So we're going to the OS and storage. We'll go to click boot disks and pick Debian GNU bookworm. So OS and storage. I'm going to add our boot disk. Debian GNU Linux 12. So I think already we have it as Debian GNU Linux 12. Then click on networking. Already there. Already on Debian GNU Linux 12 bookworm. So next we'll go to networking, which is here. So under networking now, we're going to select firewall allow HTTP traffic. So this is it here, allow HTTP traffic. So once all sections are configured, we'll scroll down and click create to launch our new virtual machine. And within a couple of minutes, we'll see a green check when the instance has been launched. So let's click create. Resources have been allocated. So while that's going on, so the next task will be to add Apache2 HTTP Server to our instance. So in the console, we'll click SSH with lamp1 virtual machine to open a terminal with our instance. And then okay, so we can see our green check that the instance is running. Let's check our progress here. Okay. The next task, as I said, is in the console, we'll click SSH inline with lamp1 to open a terminal. So this is our SSH. Click on it. So we to run the following commands. So we'll run this first, and all these commands are to set up our Apache HTTP server. So authorize, remembers our username. So this is our SSH in browser. So we run the first command. So you run the sudo apt-get update. So the sudo is to create an override. So that has been completed. Next, we're going to install Apache PHP. Here's the fonts here. So when asked if we want to continue, we enter the Y. So let's do that. Yes, yeah. We just need one Y. Okay, so we're having it setting up. Next, we want to restart the service. Let's check our progress. So go to return to the Cloud Console on the VM instance page, and we click external IP for LAMP1 instance to see the Apache default page for this instance. So here's our external IP address. So we click on it. So you can see the instance running. So it's just giving us a so we're able to find it and we're able to click on it. So here's a note here. If you are unable to find the external IP column, then click the column display options icon on the right hand corner and select external IP checkbox. And okay, so we found ours and we're able to click on it. So let us check our progress. So next we're going to create a monitoring scope. That's the metric scope. We're going to set up a monitoring metric scope that's tied to our Google Cloud project. So the following steps will create a new account that has a free trial of monitoring. So in the Cloud Console navigation menu, monitoring, with the monitoring overview page open, our metric scope project is ready. So remember, it is navigation menu, then monitoring. So come over to the navigation menu and monitoring. So tap on it. You see it here, virtual machines with up agent 1 of 1. So you can see it already. So we're going to install monitoring and logging agents. So what these agents do, they collect data, then send and stream the information to cloud monitoring in the Cloud Console. The cloud monitoring agent is a collected based daemon that gathers system and application metrics from the virtual machine and send them to monitoring. By default, the default monitoring agent collects disk, CPU, network, and process metrics. Configuring the monitoring agent allows third-party applications to get a full list of agent metrics. And on the Google Cloud Operations website, we can see cloud monitoring documentation for more information. In this section, we'll install the cloud logging agent to stream logs from our virtual machine instance to cloud logging. Later in this lab, we'll see logs that are generated when we stopped and start our virtual machine. So it's the best practice to run the cloud logging agent on all our VM instances. So we're going to run the monitoring agent install script command in our SSH terminal to install the cloud monitoring agent. So we'll start with this. It's our SSH terminal. So next, we're first added, then now we're going to install. So while this is installing, we would get the question for why to continue, and we would run the login agent install script. That's completed. Original lines. So finish our Google Cloud Ops agents. So press Q to exit the status. Do an update. Tap Q to exit status. And let's do our sudo update. So our update has been done. So our next task, we're going to create an uptime check. The uptime check verifies that the resource is always accessible. For practice, we'll create an uptime check to verify our VM, if our VM is off. So in Google Cloud Console, in the left menu, we'll click uptime checks and then click create uptime check. So here's our uptime check. Click on the uptime check, then we can create an uptime check. So once we click here, we go up here to create an uptime check. So for protocol, we select HTTP there. For resource type, we select URL, which is there. For the host name, we use the external IP of the VM. The VM has it. Let's go to our external IP for VM. Go to our overview. Once your instance would be one second. Our instance will be under compute engine. So let's go to our compute engine instance. So this is our external IP. We'll copy it. So our for check frequency, we'll select 1 minute. It's already selected. We'll click on continue. In the response validation, we'll accept the default and click on continue. Response validation, we'll continue. For alert notification, we accept the default and click on continue. And for title, we'll use lamp uptime check. Here we're going to go to lamp uptime check. We'll click test to verify that our lamp uptime check can connect to the resource. Test is responded. So we're good to go. Then we'll click on create. Here's our create button. The uptime check and alert has been saved. The notification here. So next we would create a task as an alerting policy. So in the left menu, we'll click on alerting and then click create policy. We'll click on alerting. Up here we have our create policy. We'll select the metric drop down and uncheck the active. Here's our select metric. We'll uncheck it. So we'll type our network traffic in filter by resource and metric name. So network traffic. In the filter by resource. Okay. Network traffic in filter by resource. So I think we typed that, but didn't get what we wanted. So we'll go there manually. We'll select network. So click on VM instance. So this VM instance are we seeing here? Then we'll select interface, VM instance, interface, and then select network traffic. VM instance, then interface, then we select on network traffic. So you can see how we got here. Then we click on apply and leave other fields. So next, so we click on next down here. Then we'll set the threshold position to above threshold. So next here. So here we have the threshold condition. We set the position to above threshold and threshold value to 500. Let's go and set that now. Threshold positions above threshold. Threshold not to 500. Okay, so here we can see it as above threshold for the threshold position, and here for the threshold value. 500, and under the advanced options we will test window to 1 minute and click next. So under the advanced options and set it to 1 minute, then we'll click on next. Remember here we had the threshold, above threshold 500 for the last figure value, and test window is 1 minute, and we'll click on next. So we'll click the drop down next to notification channels, then click on manage notification channels. This drop down menu, click on manage notification channels. Now the notification channels page will open a new tab. We'll scroll down the page and click on add new for email. Scroll down to add new for email. Here it is, email. We'll click on add new for it. Now go to create an email channel. So enter our personal email address in the email address field and click display and the display name. So we're going to put in email address and a display name. Let's put personal email address. Display name, and click on save. Then we'll go back to the previous create alerting policy tab. Has been created. See down here. Close this. So here we're back on the creating alerting policy tab. Then on the notification channels, we'll click on refresh icon to get the display name we mentioned in the previous step. Let's click on notification channels again. Here we are. You can see it here. This is our refresh icon. What's this here already? So we'll click on notification again to set, and we'll now select our display name and click on OK. So we'll select our display name and click on OK. Then we'll add the message in documentation, which will be included in the email alert. Mention the alert name as inbound traffic alert. Notification subject line. Let's put this. And documentation. Which I would like to include it. So let's put this inbound. So these are documentation. So click on next, alert policy, click review and click on create alert policy. You have to name the alert policy. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so this is the alert name. Let's put this as the alert name. Okay, so we turned out. Let's check our progress. Creating alert policy for the metadata. We did that. So let's see. Oh, so we didn't click create policy. So let's create our policy. So alert policy has been created. So now, next task, we're going to create a dashboard and chart so we can display metrics collected by cloud monitoring. So in this section, we're going to create charts for the lab metrics and custom dashboard. So in the left menu, we select dashboards and then click on create custom dashboard. Dashboards. So here we have create custom dashboard. So we'll name the dashboard cloud monitoring lamp quick start dashboard. So add the first chart. So click on add widget, select line option under visualization in the add widget. So add widget, select the line option, which is right here. We'll name, so let's go back a bit. To name our dashboard. So let's first name our dashboard. So name our dashboard, we add widget, line, and we click on add widget, line, select line under the add widget, name the widget title CPU load. So select line, our widget title CPU load. So select a metric drop down and uncheck the active. Select the metric drop down, we uncheck active. We type CPU load 1M in the filter by resource and click on VM instance CPU. Let's see if it works this time. CPU, okay, it's working. Load this VM instance. Select CPU. VM instance. Select CPU. Then we'll click on CPU load 1M. Here's this CPU load 1M. Remember, CPU load is telling us our description, our metric, our resource type, unit, kind, and value type. So select it, we click on apply, leave other defaults. So click on apply. There are line charts. So go to add a second chart. So add widget, select line in the add widgets section, name the widget title received packet. So we go to add widget, line again, title, received packets. Select the metric, click on the metric drop down and check active receive packets in the filter. Received packets. Okay. So VM instance, select receive packets and click on apply. Then instance packets and apply. So refresh the tab to view the graph and leave other fields as default. So, fine. Okay. Let's see our receive packets and CPU load side by side. So now we're going to view our logs. Click monitoring and cloud login. And see that they are closely integrated. So let's check our logs for the lab. Navigation menu, login, logs explorer, navigation menu, login. Let's view all products. Okay, so logins, log explorer. So on log explorer, we select the logs we want to see. In this case, we select the logs for lamp 1 and we click on all resource. Login, log explorer. Select the log we want to see. In this case, select the logs for lamp 1. Click on all resource. This for lamp 1. navigation menu login. So I think let's go back to login first. I can see lamp one here. One, click on all resource. Select all of the C. In this case, I'm going to select one. On all resource, select the instance. Fine. Select all resource. Okay. So let's select lamp one. So I've selected all resource. Apply. Check out what happens when we start the VM instance. So open the complete engine window. Navigation menu, complete engine. Right click VM instance. Open link in new window. So move the logs viewer browser window next to the complete engine window. This makes it easier. In the compute engine, you just select lamp one instance, click the three dots, click stop, and then to confirm the stop instance. Um, Next, so watch the logs view when VM is stopped. So you're stopping it. Minutes. So it takes a few minutes to start, and a few minutes to end. You can see it has stopped, and oh, we've come to the end of our lab also. So I think we learned a lot on this. I'll see you in the next lab. Thank you very much. That was cloud monitoring and quick stats.